Another historic moment has arrived in Green Aqua's life. We are continuing the Planted Tank Legends series with none other than the IAPLC Grand Champion. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Long Tran Hoang.
I am Long Tran Hoang from Vietnam. I am an architect. Aquarium is a way I relax after the heavy work, and nothing better than nature aquarium.
Welcome to Green Aqua.
Yeah.
So good to have you here.
Thank you.
I think that after Mr. Amano has come up with the general idea of aquascaping, there was the first generation of the IAPLC Grand Champions and people who influenced this world. And you are one of the members of that community, I guess.
I am very honored to be here with Green Aqua, the best place in the world. Today, I make one aquarium in Green Aqua. Let's see what happens. My inspiration is based on the material. One kind of rock is very good and possibility to set up in the short time. This is the rock I find in Green Aqua. It has the very nice surface, and this is truly nature. My idea is based on the horizontal line of the Hardscape of these rocks. First, I need some sun. I really recommend everyone follow aquascaping because it you no need to spend time in the gym.
Grand Champion movement, please.
Yeah. My career, architect, I create idea every year, every day, every time for work. That's my strong point when I create new aquarium. However, it's have two sides. The good side is I have a lot of idea. Another side is if the idea is not great enough, my aquarium will make me boring, and I will take it away. I like the color of this sun. It's matching with the rock. I like to use hand to touching the material because I can feel the material by hand.
I'm starting to believe that being an architect, Luca Galarraga, and aquascaping is something that are really closely related.
Very hard to create a new idea. And in normal time, in most of year, I cannot find a good idea. And on that moment, I will use one technique to make aquarium. I call it developing idea. I start from normal hardscape and studying it and find the special detail in here or some idol, maybe some shadow and some angle of this material, and use this special detail to developing to the good idea for aquarium. The layout I will make in Green Aqua, I use the same technique.
Here to hold it, don't worry.
The professional Green Aqua rock holder has arrived.
Yes. I want to introduce you one old technique. It can developing the beauty of this rock.
Now you guys are about to see something special. This came all the way from Vietnam, the base structure.
This is stainless steel 304.
You are a very good salesman.
Yeah. This is Aqua soil. I cover it by super glue.
Long has been working on gluing and preparing the hardscape for the past maybe 8 hours in total. So what Long did is that he covered the stainless steel structure with liquid super glue and crushed Amazonia, ADA Aquasoil Amazonia. And then
I really rushed the
Yeah, we don't have another one. So
yeah.
Many famous aquascapers did the same, so you're not the first who did that. And you break the glass.
Excuse me, I know I've been quiet for a minute, but I'm back on my business. If you see me, don't trip, just excuse me. Wrong if I do, wrong if I don't. That's why I do me no matter what, so excuse me.
I don't know what happened, but for one time, and I put it on the position we want.
Oh, really? Usually you don't do that.
No,
really happy about that.
You don't have to hold it now.
whole of this layout is based on this main rock. That's the reason why I put it on the special position. And right now, I must do adjustment. In here, I have two stones. This problem of this stone is breaking, so I must use another rock glued together. Now I want the main rock is a nearby water surface to get the special effect of final work. You will keep the water surface here.
Yeah.
About two.
Yeah.
About
About
two,
1.5-2 centimeters
2
from the
centimeters
top.
here.
It's not high enough.
Is it not high
I
enough?
need to make it higher.
How can you make it higher?
So sorry,
No, it's okay.
I need to move it out. I need the water surface is here. So I need something like about 5,
Yeah, about
5
this much.
centimeters. I'm so dreadful every time I move the big rock like
No,
this.
it's fine.
I know I've been quiet for a minute, but I'm back on my business. If you see me, don't trip, just excuse me.
I actually remember that you took out the main rock with Luca once and you had to put it back again.
Yeah, we do this all the time with everyone. I think they're doing it for fun, but we put these plastic supports underneath the stainless steel structure to lift the rock, because the rock will actually stick out on top of the tank, so it's not going to end below the water level. Yeah,
It's moving.
it is. Doesn't feel safe at all.
The whole thing moves, wobbles.
Yeah.
It's wobbling.
It's like something I would build. How are we going to move the tank back to its place? I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
how?
Don't worry. When I feel sand in here, the structure is very stable.
The
Don't worry.
architect says
Yeah, he's
it's
an
going to be.
architect, so it
If
should
the
be
architect
fine.
says it's fine, it's going to be fine.
Yeah, it will be
But
fine.
make sure that you guys film when we move this whole thing back.
I think it's perfect.
You measured the end of this line to the bottom and then this end, the right end to the
I
bottom.
based on this line.
And it should be the same.
Yeah.
Okay, and then
Yeah.
it's horizontal. I've never seen anybody measure the hardscape like that. I'm completely amazed.
I just check the position of golden pond or focus pond.
And where is it?
It's here. 45 centimeters from here.
Okay.
This rock it have a lot of detail. I'm very lucky because I find this rock to combine it, and the light here, this is artificial. But I think it will give everyone a little bit.
You're already thinking of the light that will shine through this crack and it will shine down on this portion here?
You should be covered with sandbag.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry everybody, because the first time I say I'm moving the main rock only, but actually I'm moving everything. I always put it on in front of power sand before I put aqua soil or aquatic plant. I will put in over there more than this side. I will put aqua soil on top of this. Not come to here. Come to here.
How can he do that?
Can I just pour it in and then clear out the front?
You should put here, and I like.
Now you don't see anything. So are you going to bring the sand all the way to here?
Up to here. I want to planting some aquatic plant in here. So I will keep it higher a little bit. I like every kind of material, and I always searching a new material because I am a very easy, boring guy. So maybe this material take for me a few moments to enjoy, and after that another kind of material will be interesting me more. However, my weakness is the technique how to control the water in the aquarium. I want to make the second rock in this position. I may have the trouble if the rock will be sinking down. So I will use some small rock under the second rock. My first aquarium is terrible. My mossy have the black color, true black color. But I don't care about the ranking. I sent to IAPLC because this contest give me friend. I can learn from booklet of IAPLC. I'm very surprised because after 1 year, I learning from IAPLC and I learning from booklet. I get number 5 in second aquarium. I try to use.
Sorry, Mr. Architect, it's moving.
Yeah, I see. I see it. You know, sometimes architect make a mistake and the building collapse. It's normal, you know.
Did any of your buildings collapse?
Not yet.
Yeah, this feels more comfortable.
Yeah, I want to plant some aquatic plant in here, in this layer. So I will put aqua soil higher. This rock is I use to hiding the column. The reason why I continue with this hobby is the contest. This is the chance to every skipper around the world to meeting together and talking about this hobby, and the chance to exchange experience. And this is the best part of nature aquarium hobby. And the contest of this hobby is a place for everyone to inspire and developing.
Adding details.
Yes, we have the main rock, we have the second rock, and we already create the special open space here. I hope the fish will be happy in this space, this open space. Some cup of water to put it faster.
You make the whole soil wet, so the plants can stick easier, so they don't float up when you fill the tank. And you usually just make the top 2 centimeters wet, and that's it.
We complete the hardscape. I will make the detail in the center on the same time we planting.
Okay.
Yeah. I find some problem. I need to refine it before I planting. A little bit curved here, so I will need a small piece here to keep overall layout. We will keep the same horizontal line. In here, I need some small piece here.
Okay, so what we usually do is we put the paper towel in between the 2 rocks, we push them together, and we soak it like that.
Yeah.
So we've never done this, that you basically pre-activate the paper towel with the glue and then just put the rock in it. It's actually much quicker than what we do.
I get inspiration in everywhere in my life. When I looking in something interesting, I will took a picture I studying to know why this structure or this item interesting me. I inspired from interesting structure, but in detail, I always find from nature, like the river, like the waterfall, especially aquatic plant, like when the water come in, how the aquatic plant adapt with the flow of the nature of the water. Some mini-con in here will be very good. This is the best place, the most attractive position of this layout. I start from this. Before I make this hardscape, I already choose the main aquatic plant. And when I watching the mini-con in Green Aqua, and I like it a lot. We have two ways to create the depth of aquarium. The first, we use the dark color in front and the bright color on the back. And we can make opposite. This is the second important play of this layout. It's no need glue. Marsilia will mix with the mini-con very well. I think we should do not much aquatic plant. However, I will mix some red plant in the middle of layout to get some attraction.
You always do this? Yes. Starting with the main plant, it doesn't matter what plant it is?
Yes. I actually create idea based on the aquatic plant. After that, I pick the suitable material for this aquatic plant, and the structure is later.
But just like with the stones, you have main stone, secondary stone, supporting. Okay.
You funded the Vietnamese aquascaping community so that you guys can give feedback to each other, to help each other grow.
A lot of people in Vietnam have a very good advantage in make hardscape, but we have disadvantage too. This is aquatic plant. Not much aquascaper in Vietnam can growing aquatic plant in good condition like this. I focus to support my team in aquatic plant.
Oh, I see. So you're growing plants for them, and you're providing plants for them also?
I will use Monte Carlo on the background. Actually, I'm very lazy. Normally, I put in this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Somehow need to push it in the soil. It will float up.
I will bamboo stick to keep it.
Okay, so once we see the roots coming down the soil, we just pull out the bamboo sticks.
Yeah. When you put this side and when you put this side, it will keep the mass. The mesh will be very strong.
Unless there is a rock underneath and you can't actually push it in.
Yeah. Don't worry. You just put like this, and we use.
We'll cut it. Yeah. Push it through. Push it through the rock, yeah.
I always playing with a very big aquarium, so I always find a lazy way to everything faster.
Why do you change the soil to sand there?
After I check the overview of layout, I think the open space needs some good reflection.
So what you mean is that the light will come down here and then it will reflect back onto the bottom of the rocks?
Yes. This position will be have a little bit difficult for maintenance, but I am not maintaining this aquarium, so I need one person help me to planting. Yeah, the red color. When I create one idea, aquatic plant used for this idea will be unique. When I use this, and I will not using it again, because I want to show every idea will be different. I love any kind of aquatic plant. For sure, I like best is Java fern, have a special lift in my country. I hope it will growing good in here. I want to introduce you, this is the new plant from Vietnam. This is a yellow
Microzoa yellow?
Yeah, the top of the leaf have a little bit yellow only. But we call like this for easy to sell with a high price. I want to planting here and here, in here.
Here?
Yeah, maybe here, from here up to here.
Okay.
Right now we have some very hard position, very hard to planting. I use some product from Vietnam. This is very simple. It's made by sand only.
Like small pebbles? And
Yeah.
what did you do? Did you glue them together?
I glue them together. We follow the idea horizontal. So everything we try is go horizontal. Even
the ferns are going horizontal.
in this fern. When I get run dry, Mr. Amano talk with me. He say, you get run dry. Not mean you are number one. Even in your aquarium, I can show you some mistake in here. And he show me some mistake still in my aquarium. The most important information he want to talk with me is I must to continue this hobby to prove that I deserve for this position. Not enough light for aquatic plant in here, so I just planting moss on this position only.
Now you ask the guys to put Marcella on this same stuff, but Marcella needs rooting and it needs to be in the soil.
I try Mariasa without soil in my aquarium already.
Okay.
Yeah, I will show you later.
How it is an epiphyte and
Yeah, it
grows.
looks very nice.
Oh, look, it's planted. What is with this dirt on top of the Monte Carlo?
I think now we can put aquarium in the position, and when we put water inside, we follow to put water on the top of Monte Carlo. The soil will come inside.
Thank you so much for being here with us. It's been an honor really to have such a master helping us with such a creative layout, and I should say that you did not disappoint us, because you actually delivered the inspiration, the creativity that we always expected from you, if I might say that. So thanks again for being here. You're great.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. You're great. Thank you.
I start my aquarium hobby is when I 30, maybe 33, 35 years old. I think if I start it earlier, it's better. However, when I watching other people play in nature aquarium, I think it's suitable for every age. The same for everyone when they play in nature aquarium, because they love the nature and they want to closely with the beauty of nature.